You're a somewhat emotional guy who held it all in check pretty much today, don't you think?
You know what? That went way better than I thought. As you can see, I had these are all my tissues that I had ready to go here, and I remember the one thing, after Maltz did it, Kenny's like, yeah, drink water. You got to drink water. I take a break and regroup, and obviously, I caught myself probably about half a dozen times there, but if I was going to cry, I'd cry. I'm an emotional guy. I love it. I'm proud of what I've done here. I'm proud of this city and this organization, and so of course it was going to be a very emotional day for me and my family.
Everybody knows when you're in the game and you're a professional athlete, at some point it's going to end. Did you think when you took that jersey off for the last time out in San Jose that it was going to end, that this was it?
Honestly, I didn't. I thought there was a chance that I would come back for another year, but with that said, I'm at peace with my decision. I know it's the right thing. It's been a great run, and I'm really looking forward to moving forward with the organization. But I don't. That's the one thing I talked to Ozzy about. I don't know, would I have done anything different if that was my last, knowing that was my last game. I mean, we would all love to be able to be Mark Recchi and win the Stanley Cup, and then all of a sudden that's it. I mean, I think everyone kind of thought about that. But the fact is that it just ended up being that was my last game, and I think that's the good thing is that I know it was a Game 7. I played, I competed, I felt like I played well, and that's something that I'm really proud of. And like I said, I don't think I hung on too long, and I think it was a perfect time to end my career.
You 4 cups, not bad. This ring is from which one?
I wore the first one today. This was from '97.
How do you decide which one you wear every day?
You know what? There was a decision. There was a process this morning. I looked at them and kind of brought a tear to my eye when I was looking, at all 4 of these rings. And but I just thought, today would be special to put my first one on that I won in 1997 after. Everything that this city had went through, the disappointments, the missing the playoffs, and then finally, in 1997, we were able to become Stanley Cup champions and break that long drought. So I think that's why I wanted to put it on. That year was the parade was unbelievable. The fans were it was unreal. I think that's kind of where the relationship really kind of went to the next level with. Not only myself with the fans, but for the Detroit Red Wings hockey team and the organization because of, that whole week, that whole celebration week that we had with the Stanley Cup. So, once again, I've tried to say it as much as I can. I can't thank the fans of Detroit enough, the state of Michigan as well, and just kind of how, they embraced, everything that I did.
Do you kind of pinch yourself a little bit, 4 cups? I mean, do you ever think 4 cups when you're skating on the ponds?
No. That's...
But you didn't go through that scenario as a kid when you're on the ice. Sorry, this is for the Stanley Cup. If I make this goal or if I do this or do that, we're going to win another cup.
Yeah, but I don't know if it ever went in back then. It just, really, I think it's just kind of slowly starting to sink in. When, you hear Ken Holland talk about it, you hear Mr. Illich talk about it. It's been so much fun. It's been a tremendous ride. I've done more winning than I ever thought was possible, and I think that's what I'm so proud of is and I tried to say it as much as I could, my teammates, because I don't win 4 Stanley Cups without playing with the great players that I played with, and to thank those guys for being able to put me in that situation, be able to grab the Stanley Cup and hoist it and bring it back to my my mom and dad back in West Hill, Ontario. To have my kids there and celebrate the Stanley Cup with me, all those kind of things have been, so special.
I think you said to me one time you would be satisfied when your career ends because you got every ounce of whatever you had in you out for the game. Is that accurate?
I think I did. I think I exhausted everything I had. I'd like to say that, every time I went over the boards, I gave everything I had. I'd like to say that I don't think I ever took a shift off. That's the kind of player and person that I wanted to be. If I'm going to be remembered as anything with as a Detroit Red Wing, just my work ethic, and that's something that I was proud of. When the game was over, I did a lot of evaluating on myself and how I played, and I'd like to think that I went over those boards every time and gave everything that I had.
I remember the night in Colorado when you came out of the locker room after the Lemieux thing and just said, "Look at my face, look at my face."
Yeah.
Did that incident maybe endear you and how you handled that to the fans forever in this city, kind of?
I mean, that was, I mean, the fans were outraged. I mean, it was amazing. I remember we flew back to Detroit. I had to go right to the hospital. I did, the tons of tests, the CAT scans, all that kind of stuff. And I went up to we ended up having this hospital room. I ended up having to get another room for all the flowers, stuffed animals, and everything that was being sent to the hospital from the fans. It was truly amazing, and that's, I just remember I was there for a couple days, had my surgery, and we ended up leaving. And, I remember donating, all the flowers. I kept one big white stuffed teddy bear that, to this day that I still have. But I wanted to donate, all the flowers to the other patients, and they took all the teddy bears, to the sick kids ward and gave them all out. And but I just the support that I got, and then obviously. It just kind of seemed to continue from there. And then from there, we went on to win the Stanley Cup in '97. And like I said, it just kind of seems that it took my relationship to the next level.
Julie says you're going to be around a little more. Does that change the dynamic a little bit? Like get out of the house to get out of her way.
Well, we'll see how long that lasts, right? But I'm really looking forward to spending some more time with my kids. Obviously. I missed a lot of stuff. I missed a lot of stuff over my career, whether it's, a Christmas concert that my daughter was in, a piano recital with my daughter, dance recital or whatever. I missed a lot of practices and games for my son. And now my 3-year-old's just, she's getting into her thing, so I get to be able to spend more time with her. But, those are the things that I'm really looking forward to doing. And that's the one thing that, Kenny was so great about. He's like, the kids have something going on. Go to it. Go see it. Enjoy it. If you have a night off, go watch a hockey game. Start getting to know the young players. He's like, the NHL. We know you know that. Go try to find some young players and stuff like that. So, and obviously I'll know more about my role when we talk here down the stretch here. But I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to working with the organization. But I'm also, more importantly, looking forward to spending a lot more time with my family.
Is there a tinge of sadness today?
There's a lot of sadness. There is. I'm going to miss it. I'm going to miss everything about it. I don't know if any. If all pro athletes think that way. I don't know if there's something that they don't like about, the sport, the game, whatever it is. But to me, I enjoyed everything about this. And more importantly, I enjoyed everything about being a Red Wing. It was, an absolute honor every time I threw that jersey, on. That Red Wings logo in the middle of our dressing room, 17 years, never stepped on it, and that's just those are the things that, I'm going to miss. Everything with the guys, getting ready for the games, going out and playing hockey with the games, competing with my teammates, all that kind of stuff. I'm certainly going to miss it. But it's a sad day for me because I don't get to play in the NHL anymore. I don't get to be a Detroit Red Wing as a player, and that's something that I've loved for so long. But with that said, it's time to move on, and I'm looking forward to that and moving forward.
Okay. Thanks for everything.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Great.
You too.
Really.
You too.
Thanks for everything. You've been great.
Thank you.